All right, we back.
We back. We're back in blue. The boys in blue.
That's it.
I think last episode we were the boys in green, weren't we?
Yeah.
Was it last one?
Yeah, we were.
I think that maybe the episode before it we were the boys in green, but then you were smart and changed. And I did not.
Yeah.
We recorded back-to-back episodes. Sometimes we change T-shirts, with sponsors on them and stuff. This week brought to you by Umbro.
This week brought to you by...
It's not Umbro. No one wears Umbro.
Mr. Big from Target.
Mr. Big. Not Mr. Big for long, though.
It is funny how, like, they need to classify... They could just have a range that went up to whatever, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 XL. But when you're a big fat monster, they're like, no, you're not with us. You get your own area.
Yeah, you're in another part of the shop.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if you need to do that.
You can go waddle over there to the Mr. Big section. Big's got 6 eyes in it.
It's ridiculous.
It's like, what's that? I don't know if they have it here actually, but my friend in England was like 7 foot tall. And he used to shop at Big and Tall. It was called Big and Tall.
Yeah, and it's big in the US, I believe.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, but couldn't you just have that in a normal shop? But just as you said, just like have larger size. Don't stop at like extra large.
It is. I do understand why companies don't want to have big fat sizes because
same price.
It's same price, but it's
3 times the material.
Yeah,
I've always thought this, but then fuck them because as a father, I will go out and buy myself some trainers, and they might be say like 200, right? And then I'll see the same ones for my son, and I'm talking like the baby shoes as well, the baby shoes, and I'm like 160.
Yeah.
Like how when you could make 8 of these with one of my shoes?
Yep.
That's fucking insane. That doesn't make any sense.
And I worked at a place that sold boots and stuff like that because they go up to size 3, which is like kids' bigger size, size 3, and then it becomes adults. That size, a lot of women can still fit into that because it's just, it's big for a kid, small for a lady.
Women and hoofed animals.
Yeah. And they would be like, oh, I'm going to buy this because it's $100 cheaper. So Blundstone boots, for example. But you would go like, just to let you know, the glue that they use, the rubber that they use, the leather that they use is all like inferior compared to the adults. Yeah. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, kids are meant to grow out of these and then they get chucked in the bin and they break, they kick rocks.
Also, kids that are fitting into these shoes probably weigh like fucking 30 kilos. Yeah. They're not going through the same amount. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense.
I must admit, any woman that sort of fits into those shoes probably did weigh 30 kilos, to be fair.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Slightly. I learned a lot from people with their shoes. One of the weirdest things was selling boots and stuff like that. People would look at me and they'd be like, how are they supposed to fit? And I'm like, mainly on your feet. Like,
how are they supposed to fit?
How you're a 30, 40, 50-year-old person. It's like, well, are they crushing your toes? Yeah, they are. Well, that's bad.
Oh, how, like when they're on and they're going like, are they supposed to fit? Oh.
Like, it's like snug. Like if your foot is rolling around and it's clearly wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are
and
just
if your toes are squashed together, also probably an issue.
I've seen women genuinely be like, oh no, I'm a size, let's say 5, and it's like, no, you're a size 6, and they're like, no, I'm a size. I can't remember what the show. I think maybe it was Married with Kids or Married with Children.
Married with Children when he's a shoe because he is a shoe.
It's seriously like that. Yeah, and people are like, can you help me put these on? And I'm like, nah.
I think one of the earliest episodes, I might be wrong here, maybe it's just one of the ones that I saw first and remembered, but almost certain that one of the earliest episodes is Al trying to help some enormous woman, because obviously very un-PC back then, enormous woman into what she said was her size. And he's like, I wouldn't be able to get that in with like a tie iron.
Yeah, that happens. I would see, because like Blundstone boots and stuff like that, you need to be fairly agile to put them on. They're not just you kick them and your foot slides in like a skate shoe or something like that. You got to
get down there and fucking...
and wrench them in.
Yeah.
And I would get morbidly obese people and they would be like, oh, like... do they loosen up? And I'm like, they do, mate, but not how you're thinking. Like, unless we get like a grinder and cut the back off.
It upsets me because I know you wouldn't have said it like that, but I wish you would. They do, mate, but fucking hell.
Yeah. It was very strange. And the biggest one for me is like, you're a parent, you'd come in and just be like, "Can you fit shoes for my son?" And I towards the end of my thing, I'd just be like, "No, like you can.
Yeah.
Like I will give you the sizes, and you can get on your hands and knees and do that. I'm not." And they're like, "Where's his toes supposed to be?" I'm like, "You see how he's wearing shoes that he came in with him? What did you do then?"
Yeah.
Like it's like, how much should I have this and that? And I'm like, well, realistically, lady, when do you want to buy this little prick a new pair?
Yeah.
So if you're getting them too big, fucking great. He's going to have 6, 12 months, 2 years. I don't know how quick that little bastard's going to grow. But if you're getting them tight, you could be back in 3 months. Like, come on. I'm like, I'm not here. I mean, people would be like, that's your job, but no.
No, I don't think it is in that sense because like I'm sure there'd be plenty of people where if you got their kid a pair of shoes and they were real snug and they had to come back in like 3 or 4 months because he'd grown out of them, they'd blame you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But then at the same time, you give them to him too big and they're like fucking flopping around, he's getting blisters. That's your fault. So I think, yeah, don't fucking just go, you decide. It's your kid.
Kids are genuinely so hard to like do sizing and stuff because they don't know. They don't have a reference point. They're just like, is it comfortable? And they're like, yep. And then they're like yanking them off that you can be like, yeah, they're way too tight even for a child. Or they're flopping around like clown shoes.
Yeah, but again, like when I get Oscar shoes, I just feel his feet.
Yeah.
And like squeeze the sides and all that and then just get him to walk around. And then if they're uncomfortable, he'll say.
Yeah, some of them are just like, don't say shit because like I'm around. Because they get like, obviously there's a lot of shy children and they just don't like, they're like, yep. Or some parents are fantastic and they'll do the whole thing. They're like, they're on their hands and knees, putting their fingers down the side, doing this, doing that.
Yeah, that's my job.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm getting $32 an hour. Like, even though it's good money, obviously, to slinging boots. Yeah. But also, too, at the same time, it's like...
I don't expect you to be fingering my child's fucking shoes.
Or nor should I. Yeah. We got some good news. We're officially on the lounge this weekend.
Yeah, we're on together.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that. I'm glad I'm doing your first weekend there.
Yep. Which is pretty cool. So we got 5 shows from Friday to Saturday. I'm interested to see how the 5 o'clock one goes on that Saturday.
On the Saturday. It sounds like it should be a shitter, but it typically is quite good.
Yeah, sweet.
They used to do, like we used to have a 5, 7 and 9 on a Friday and then a 5, 7 and 9 on a Saturday. So we had 6, which is obviously, 6 shows in 2 days is fucking awesome. But that Friday one would just be a bit quieter because most people would roll straight out of work into a show.
Yeah.
And it was like, not the best.
That is a bit of a tough one.
But that said, had plenty of those where they were fucking bangers as well. So
yeah, I'm following you as well. So if you absolutely destroy and I die, David's fault that I'm never there ever again.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll crush. It's going to be great. That theatre we did as well. Last weekend? No.
Yep.
Yeah, last weekend. That was a fun one. We did a theatre in Bunbury. A small theatre, but it was fucking excellent. That was really cool.
Well, that was the funny thing. Like, I made sure to write in my Instagram post, 200 plus audience sold out. And credit to Xavier Susai for putting on a fantastic show. But it's also a bit of like a flex for like other people looking at it, like Melbourne more comics and stuff, because you kind of get stuck in your ways over there in terms of being like, oh, good rooms, like 20, 30 people. That's actually a great room for open mic and stuff. And it's just like, there's more out there.
Yeah. I think like a lot of people here, and we know plenty of them as well, that take what we have for granted too. That's why, probably one of the reasons why I think it's good to just go to all the other places and see what is on offer and what they've got and what their norm is. Because how many open micers do you know that have been open micers here and then gone to Melbourne and then been like, oh my God, it's terrible over here. No one comes to the shows. You're like, yeah, I could have told you.
Yeah, it is. I sing that from the fucking rooftops when I come back here, and everyone that even disparages Perth for a little bit, I'm like, whoa. Do you know what it's like to perform in front of 2 people that do not care about the show?
Yeah.
And they were eating food, and then all of a sudden a comedy show broke out in front of them.
As opposed to an open mic on a Tuesday with like 80 people in it.
Yeah. And, and we get sort of desensitized to big crowds here, which is crazy because majority of comedy is always hustling, small crowds. It's tough.
Yeah, I think it's really good to do both, and you can easily do both here because there are plenty of shows throughout the week in Perth that will also have fucking 10 people at them.
Yeah. It's weird though that they seem to go through a bit of waves though. Like one week you might actually get like a decent crowd.
Yeah.
Even at that one that might have 10, 15 people. And then all of a sudden one week you get like 50. But whereas Melbourne just always seems to be like 10 is the equivalent of 50.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So,
yeah,
it's but as you said, it's worth doing comedy absolutely everywhere because the things that I've learned from smaller crowds is
you learn a lot.
Huge. I learned that I'm not funny. But yeah, that's all good.
I think if you can just get up there and not get so fucking visibly shaken that you can actually do something, not necessarily like your material that you would do to maybe like a couple of hundred people, because it's a very different type of show. But like if you can get up there and just kind of like chat and be funny and charming or whatever, like that's a win. It's a big fucking win.
Yeah, and you literally watch people get up there the entire time and just struggle from the start to the finish. And they do their normal set that you can see that works in other places, and it's like you haven't distinguished that this isn't the room for it. Like you have to pretend like you're coming up with stuff on the spot and talk to the audience a little bit.
Or at least disguise the jokes as like conversation with them.
But yeah,
little fuckers.
It is tough. It's just fucking comedy is.
Yeah, but that was a good one. I am very much looking forward to the weekend. And then what else has been happening? Oh man, I tried Battlefield 6 this week. The beta for Battlefield 6 came out.
Yeah.
And it was rat shit, so I deleted it in about half an hour. And that's been it. That's all I've done.
I recently just got my brother a job.
Oh yeah.
Through one of my friends. And he started that on Monday, and it was a long process. Pretty like it's high paying job, white collar stuff. And from the start, it started as a joke, and I was like, "You'll buy me a PS5," and he was like, "Yeah, whatever," because he never thought he'd get the job.
Yeah.
And then as it went on, like went through the next stage and the next stage, and I'm like, I doubled down on it. I'm like, "No, I'm serious. You're buying me a PS5." Once I knew like what the contract was and this and that. And then, he got the job, and then I was like, he's like, yeah, just buy the PS5 and I'll send you the money.
Yeah, nice.
I was like, yes.
You're not going to buy it here though, are you?
No, there's no, like, it'll just cost me an arm and a leg to bring it back home.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we've actually said this. I know I've said I'm going to Canada.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I've said that I'm actually going back to Victoria.
No. Well, I mean, I know, obviously. Yeah.
For the listeners.
So you're going back to Victoria for what, like a month or something?
7 weeks.
Oh, okay, longer than that. Yeah, and then Canada. And Canada's like an indeterminate amount of time right now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I'm trying to work out
play it by ear.
what I want to do. I got free accommodation in Vancouver, so go over there, do some comedy. But I know the comedy's going to be tough. Realistically, it's going to...
That's again back to Perth. It's going to be tough compared to here.
It was very similar to Melbourne. I'm glad that I've done a few gigs in Melbourne now to be like, oh, this is just what comedy's like in a big city, even though Vancouver's not really a big city, actually. But yeah, I look forward to it. Try and get on some pro rooms at Yuck Yucks and stuff like that. Reach out, seeing as I've done pro rooms over here.
You've done all of them now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, besides Oasis. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I woke up this morning like, oh, fuck, you're going to like, this is when you're just going to eat it over the weekend. Like, this is when it finally happens. And then I was like, you did the Ben Cousins gig to a sold out show on a Tuesday and did very well.
Also, I think that would have been harder.
Yeah, Tuesday might have been like...
I'm like, obviously I wasn't there, but I'm fairly certain that type of audience would have been harder than the ones that we're going to get the weekends. The ones that the weekends come for comedy, those guys came for like a Ben Cousins fucking extravaganza TED talk type thing. Like, it's a big difference. You'd be surprised, or you won't be. People would be surprised with how ticket pricing can affect the type of people that come to the shows.
Yep.
Like these are twice as much as any other fucking show in Perth, like the Comedy Lounge ticket prices. So when people come to those shows, for the most part, they are fucking invested. Yeah. They want you to do well. They want a good time.
Yeah.
Like it's not like we talk about the Gong Show sometimes. The whole purpose of that is for people to hold up panels and make you feel bad because they get the power. That's what that show is. And it's, I don't know, maybe $30 a ticket or something like that. But these guys are paying like 50 and up for the pro shows. Big difference, huge difference. They want it to go well.
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully I'm doing the same material that's been going well everywhere else. So it would be weird if it did randomly fall off so far.
Yeah.
It would be down to my like performance, I guess. But, you know, we just did a gig to over 200 people on the weekend.
Yeah, smashed it.
So it's comedy.
You're in a good spot as well. Second spot's good.
Yeah, we've got Tori on as well, which is the MC, which is nice.
You worked with him plenty of times.
And then Big Tahir doing the...
Big Pizza Boy.
Yeah, Fat Pizza. I don't know. He just goes by Tahir. Doesn't even go last name. I guess it's probably hard to pronounce maybe, the Australians. And he was like, just call me Tahir.
He was doing that Comedy Cartel stuff, wasn't he, with Joe?
Oh, yeah.
I think he was traveling around doing those.
Yeah.
I've never worked with him. But I understand he's an absolute fucking monster.
Yeah, I can see that. If he's headlining for like 25, 30 minutes or whatever.
Or even just like putting on his own show. Like because he's doing a show at the Lounge as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think on the Sunday he's doing his own show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
He is a beast.
Yes.
What else? What else has been going on in the world? We've got comedy. We've got shit video games. You're getting a PS5. Kids like to have their shoes put on by you. That's weird.
Strange. Not a whole lot, to be fair. I had a couple of people reach out about like funny about I think in a couple of episodes ago about the pregnancy. You know, me pointing at the pregnancy at the gig, and they're like, "Oh, I did that once, and it went pear-shaped," and I was like, ugh. But I think I had one of those moments. Have you ever asked a question to someone and they've given you the answer, and then you're like, "Fuck, I shouldn't have asked."
Oh, what, like you weren't satisfied with the initial answer,
or just like you just asked any question, you know, and just got the answer, and you're like, "I really shouldn't have asked that." You know?
Go on, explain.
Well, I had like my ex-missus, like early days. I mean, it's probably date 2 or something like that. I said something, I can't remember what it was, and I put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, "Oh, your ex-boyfriend must have had a big cock," and she was like, "Oh, it's massive." Like, just got like a flashback and took her breath away. And I was like, forever, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, it was just like etched in my brain. But I had one. Probably it was that same year. So this is when I was in Vancouver. So 2018, I went up to Alaska to see a friend, and she was working. We went to the restaurant that she was working at to get some food, and one of her friends was there, and I was like, "What brings you to fucking blah blah blah?" Because she was from like another part of America, ages away, and she was like, "Oh, you know, just no reason."
Did she look really sad?
Not really, to be fair.
Go on.
And then I had a few more drinks, and I was like, "What brought you to Alaska?" And she was like, "Oh, no, don't worry about it." And I was like, "Well, that's just now I'm like fully fixated with it."
She's like, "Abortion's illegal here."
Yeah. And then she just kept on, like, I probably asked her once again, got nothing. And then so the Caitlin, who was working there, her offsider at another waitress came over and was like, "Shut the fuck up and stop asking her about why she's here." And I was like, "Why? What's wrong?" And she was like, so she was one of the top alpine skiers in the world. Her partner was also one of the top alpine skiers in the world, ranked number 2 or something. It should have been a dead giveaway when we were at dinner eating, and the fella that we were with, another dude that we met on that day, he actually saved us from we got lost going to a glacier, and he randomly spotted us, and we were like, can we follow you back home? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then we bought him dinner that night. So he was like, hey, do I know you? And she was like, probably not. And he was like, are you blah, blah, blah? And she was like, yeah, yeah. And he knew who she was, like in that world.
Yeah.
So there should have been a little bit of a giveaway. I was pretty drunk. And then that waitress comes over and he's just like, listen, her fiance went to some crazy glacier around here 9 months ago, abseiling down to get to a different point. The snow from the top fell down and like just covered him. And they're like, he's dead, but we've never found the body because the rope's still there with tension on it. So it's just like he's hanging there surrounded by ice. Oh. And that was 9 months ago. So
who's the number 2 alpine skier now?
Not her fiance. And then he, they had to leave him there because it was too treacherous to get him.
Yeah.
So she was leading a
expedition.
Group to people to go extract his body.
Now, this will be a thing that probably gets me in a bit of trouble. Maybe, I don't know. I've never really understood the need to do that, like to get the body.
Yeah, okay.
You know, like when
your wife's like, what the fuck?
But you know, like when like war films and stuff, and someone gets shot, and then a medic, even though that person's dead, a medic will risk their life grabbing them to bring them to a point where they can then extract them. It's like, that dude is dead. And you're going to risk getting shot to get because we can't leave anyone behind and all the bodies must come home for burials and stuff like that. Like, does it really matter?
Yeah.
You're going to risk people's lives to go into this glacier to get your fucking ice cube fiance?
Yeah. Apparently it was, they'd given enough time to go back safely, and that's why they had to wait 9 months.
Oh, because the ice might have.
Yeah. So something. Yeah. So I think that was fine in that one.
Yeah.
Which, pretty brutal. I felt pretty bad about it, but I was also like, come up with a lie. You know what I mean? Like if I was asking you a question and you didn't want to tell me the answer, I'm pretty sure you'd be like, I'm visiting friends.
But also, I'm kind of famous. You're going to find out really quickly anyway.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't because it's not my circles, but
fair.
She could have, like, I've got a buddy.
But also, sorry to interrupt, but like the people around her, like they should protect her as well.
Yeah, I think it was.
It should be fine for them to say, look, she lost someone. Just don't ask any more questions. That seems like the normal thing.
Well, I mean, the lady did come over and say that the 4th time.
Should have done it the first time.
But one of my mates who works for like the defense can't talk about his job. Like in early days, he used to stonewall the conversation because it's a natural thing. People would go like, "What do you do for work?" And he'd be like, "Can't tell you." And they would push. Yeah. Because that's what you're like. Are you James Bond?
Yeah.
You know, like naturally curiosity, and you want to see if that person will.
Yeah. So now you're a car salesman or something. Yeah.
And he used to get really fed up by it because people would push it, and some people would not leave it alone and be like, "Oh, this spy over here," and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And he would get really, really over it. And I was like, lie.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? You know people are going to do this.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, they should be respectful of like myself. I'm like, no one gives a fuck about you, mate.
Especially if they've just met you.
Yeah, they're going to fucking, and you're drinking and you're out in that social setting.
Yeah.
Lie. And now it's like years and years later, I remember someone being like, hey man, what do you do for work? He's like, oh, I'm in IT. I work up in Canberra. And they're like, yeah, fair enough, nerd. Anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and that was it. Yeah. And it was like, wow, it took him years to like be like, if you tell people that you can't tell them, they naturally go like, oh.
Yeah,
this is interesting.
Or when people say like, oh, I don't like telling people that I do, so-and-so. It's like, okay, try this. Don't tell them that then.
Yeah.
Like when people have said like, oh, I hate having to tell people that I'm a comedian because it's always, a thing of like, oh, make me laugh or that, which I don't buy into. But if you don't like telling people that you're a comedian, don't tell them. They're not going to find out later on and be like, oh, can't believe he didn't tell me. No one gives a flying fuck. If it makes you uncomfortable enough, just say something else.
I've always found it funny when like guys have been like, yeah, like my Tinder profile is just me on stage and this and that. And I'm like, do girls really want that? Like,
yeah.
There's always that thing like, am I going to be in your act? My family says that. Like, not my direct family, like my brothers and mum and stuff, but aunties, uncles, they're always forever have been like, oh, don't say this around Tait. He'll end up in his act. And I'm like, you people are so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Why would I talk about you?
I'm
talking about him now.
I think one of the times that I made it probably too clear was at a Christmas dinner and something had happened and it wasn't that interesting, funny or exciting. And then one of Kate's sisters did say something along those lines. And I was like, needs to be funny.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be a funny thing. Like you understand what comedy is, right? This isn't funny.
Like, see, Steve has cancer. I can't really, yeah.
But then her dad got diagnosed with Parkinson's and I turned that into a bit. So
it's true. Anything can be a bit. But yeah, I just thought I also do get that she was probably so rattled and always thinking about like what was lying ahead that me being like, hey, lady, what's fucking...
Hey, what are you doing here? Also, where's your fiance? Yeah. I haven't seen him at all. I hear he's really good at skiing.
You're a good looking lady, single, fucking... But yeah, it was one of those ones and I was like, oh, shit. But also too, like I didn't walk away from that too much...
Feeling bad?
Yeah, because it was like that. I felt that was so innocuous.
Yeah. But also, like, how could you know?
Yeah. It was a crazy, crazy story. And I was just like, holy shit. And then I couldn't look at her the same. Like, I was like, oh, have fun with your... Just didn't talk to her. It was a weird one.
Have fun digging out the love of your life from a glacier.
Brutal, eh?
Gosh.
Brutal. That's pretty much it for this episode.
That's a nice way to end it.
Yeah.
On a death.
Well, we've got an open mic tonight that might be a death as well.
Which, fucking Hilton. Hilton ha-has. Yeah, let's see.
Might be a tough one. Ladies and gentlemen, that is episode 10,000.
Oh, Pigeon Holed.
Thank you so much. We'll be back next week and the next week.
And the week after that. And then nothing for 2 weeks. But then the week after that, and the week after that.
And then I'll fall into a glacier. And then
and I will not come and find you.
That's fair. All right. Bye.
Bye.